Welcome everyone to Start Peninsula 2026. This is year 14 of us conducting Start Peninsula, and I have to thank our host localities that make this possible. This year, the host locality is the city of Williamsburg and James City County, York County, that makes up Greater Williamsburg. Last year's host locality was the city of Hampton. Next year, we'll kick things over to Newport News and the city of Poquoson. So if it wasn't for those economic development offices on the peninsula, this would not be possible. So this is their support of entrepreneurship in the region. So can't thank them enough for their support. So as I said, this is year 14. Program continues to evolve. We continue to make it better and better with everything that is happening this year. We're going to give you a rundown of what to expect, how the process works. And I am Tim Ryan. I have been involved in Start Peninsula from the very beginning. So we've seen a lot of successes, a lot of changes. And like I said, we continue to improve everything from one year to the next. So we'll jump into this deck. So what is Start Peninsula? It is simply put, it is a platform to validate your business or your business idea. So just to expand on that a little bit further, this could be just an idea that you do not have to have customers. You do not necessarily have to have revenue. You don't have to be making a certain amount of money. This is a place before you decide to quit your job, before you decide to start maxing out credit cards, before you decide to take a mortgage out on your home to start your business. This is the place to validate. Is this worth pursuing further? That said, I want to remind you all that as you go down this journey, this is but just a few opinions on your validation journey. So this is just to give you that initial feedback. Is this worth pursuing? And the great thing too is that this is the on-ramp to the entrepreneurial ecosystem here within Hampton Roads. So in addition to being involved in this program from the very beginning, I am the executive director of Innovate Hampton Roads, where we consolidate and we celebrate entrepreneurship across the region. I am also service the director at Reactor for the city of Hampton. That is the city's high-tech, deep tech space where we help those businesses get started and help them find their journey. So with that, let's dig in a little bit deeper. Hopefully that makes sense to you. This is not necessarily a tech. You don't have to be a tech business. You can be a tech business. You can be a Main Street business. It can be an idea. You can have customers. This is the spot to start. Really want to make sure that you all understand that. Like, there is no perfect time except for right now. Who can participate? Hampton Roads businesses, or be within the 757 region when the business opens. So as long as you are in the 757, you can participate. The funding comes from the localities on the peninsula. So not to be confused that you have to be a business that is located within the peninsula itself. This is just the funding comes from those peninsula localities. Anyone with a business idea or an early stage business. I'll get into what that means and why that is important, because you should not have any prior accelerator experience. So for those that don't know, the way that it works in the pathway is you have an idea, you validate that idea, then you'll go to a business incubator. The next step after an incubator would be an accelerator. After an accelerator, then you become an investable company and you may receive capital investment. So Anyone with a business idea in an early stage business, but we do not want you to have prior accelerator experience because that means that you have already validated your company. So the additional context on an accelerator, typically an accelerator will give you some sum of money, say $100,000 for 6 or 7% of that company. So if you have validated your company enough that you have received your initial check from an accelerator in exchange for equity of that company, that is validation enough that this is like a Star Peninsula would be a step backwards as opposed to keeping you marching down the journey forward. And then obviously, if you have raised capital, then you have already validated your business. So this too would be seen as a step that is not your traditional step forward. Not to mention that when it comes to the winning check, $5,000 goes to the 3 winners. I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but the thing is that like that is the validation piece that 5,000. You're going to need much more than $5,000. So if you've already raised $100,000, an extra $5,000 is not going to really move the needle for you because you have validated, you have proven yourself, and you're probably going to need a lot more money than just that. So we're looking for scalable businesses. And what we mean by scalable, how are you going to be able to grow? So we're looking, you can grow in one of 2 ways. That can be through revenue, or that can be through the number of employees that you have. So tech typically can grow in terms of revenue without having to scale the number of employees. But you can also have a business that has the number of employees. What we're not looking for is hey, I'm looking to become a real estate agent or an insurance, selling insurance. We want to see something that is disrupting the status quo. How are you innovating? How are you changing what is currently being offered? What are you doing from that standpoint so that you can do it better than it's currently being done? And how can you start and grow that business here in the 757? So that is who can participate. As I mentioned, this is year 14 for us. We have had several success stories. So we have had one deal that went on to Shark Tank, and they got a deal with 3 of the judges. That was Safety Nailer a few years ago. We got a deal with Mark Cuban, Lori, and a guest judge. I can't think of the guest judge's name, but Safety Nailer, they were a big hit when they were here. As I mentioned to you, the logical steps, Star Peninsula, Incubator, Accelerator. We have had 15 companies that have participated that have gone on to accelerators. The very first year that we did this, we had a company called Buskey Cider. They pitched. They are now the 2nd largest hard apple cidery in Virginia, only behind Bold Rock. And again, that was an idea. They did not know anything about brewing hard apple cider. They knew that the industry trend, they knew where everything was going. And they said, hey, this is something I would like to do. And they learned how to do it. And that is where they are today. And then last year, a couple of months ago, we had the first exit from a previous winner. So congratulations to Occasion Genius. They pitched in 2018 and they had a multi-million-dollar exit. So like I said, this is the on-ramp for founders and companies to get started. So a lot of great things. Love to see the success, and we will work hard to ensure that you can represent some of the things that are on the screen here today. And then we have surpassed more than $34 million of capital that has been raised. So again, this is that on-ramp for you. But again, I cannot stress enough, now is the time. You're not expected to be able to leave this competition and go out and raise money. This is just, again, it is to validate that business idea and encourage you that you have an idea that is worth pursuing. The way that this process works is you have to apply to pitch. Everything is on starpeninsula.com. Apply to pitch. We will then get notification that your application was submitted. We will review it. Things that we're looking for is, are you disrupting the status quo? Are you doing something that is unique? Are you located in the 757? Have you raised money before? If so, then you're not a candidate. But we just do a quick check, make sure that everything is good to go, that you meet those initial criteria that we just talked about. Then we will send you a link to purchase a pitch ticket. Purchase is in quotation marks because this is not a pay to play type of an event. We do not, ticket sales is not a line item in terms of revenue that is generated from us. The demand to pitch year after year is very, very strong. So by pitching, all you're doing is securing your position to pitch. Then once you are registered, we will, and even now you can register to attend Pitch Perfect. You attend Pitch Perfect, you go to the micro pitch competition, and then you'll have the championship pitch event. So that is kind of the process that we are going to move you down. So apply to pitch, your application is approved, you secure the pitch ticket, attend Pitch Perfect, attend the micro pitch, and then the championship pitch. I'm going to get into more detail about all of these, and everything will become a little bit more clear in terms of purchase, attend, and then go to the micro pitch. So if you have never pitched before, we get that. Again, this is just an idea. If it's only an idea, then surely you have not pitched before. That is why we have Pitch Perfect. Pitch Perfect is that place where we will then share with you all of the elements that should be included in your pitch. And we break it down. The judges, so they have a rubric when you pitch at the micro pitch event. We go over that rubric. What is it they're looking for? We're not trying to surprise anyone at these micro pitch events. We're really trying to educate you and teach you what needs to be in that pitch. So because this is something that you are going to use for as long as you continue to pursue your startup. I teach that pitch perfect session along with Gary Plague. I started a business incubator in Greater Williamsburg. As I mentioned when I introduced myself, I run Reactor for the city of Hampton. I am very ingrained in the entrepreneurial community across Hampton Roads. I'm an active angel investor as well. So I understand what it takes to start a business. I understand what I'm looking for when I hear a founder pitch to me in terms of what I need to see for me to invest my money into a company. We guide you through that process. Gary, he is a communications professor. He has taught for many, many years. He takes the performance side. So I give you the information that you need from the business side. We blend that with the performance side, and then together you will have a rock solid pitch. We'll teach you everything that you need to know, so that way there's no need to be nervous and you can shine during the micro pitch events. So again, attend Pitch Perfect because we're going to teach you everything that you need to know. The thing that we set up front at the very beginning is a very, very low threat environment. No one is too good to be in that class. Everyone is good enough. So the way that we'll do, I will go over, or Gary and I will go over the curriculum for the first hour, and then the second hour, then people can practice, and then we'll give you feedback. Again, that low threat environment where everybody learns from one another, and that really then becomes the start of the cohort for everyone to learn and grow together. So like I said, we allow you to practice, and then we'll give you feedback. These are some things to consider. And then you can really quickly see how much goes into a pitch and how much work that needs to go in it. And what happens if you go over the time limit? What are some things that you need to think about? I will tell you that 7 out of 10 finalists have gone through Pitch Perfect. It is very, very clear. Oftentimes, it's very clear who has gone through Pitch Perfect. Oftentimes, just by listening to the people that pitch, you can tell if they have gone through Pitch Perfect or not. Because we set you up for success. Then when it comes to the championship pitch, 2 out of the 3 winners there historically have attended Pitch Perfect as well. So really, really encourage you to take advantage of that. We receive great feedback from everybody that attends. Pitch Perfect dates. So we kind of the way that we work Start Peninsula is we kind of have the first season and then the second season. So January 28th, 2 weeks from tonight, we'll have the first Pitch Perfect. That is 6 to 8. It'll be on Zoom, just like where we are now. We will record that. We will send you the recording so that you can rewatch it. March 25th is Pitch Perfect 2. And then we take the summer off. And then in September and October, that will be Pitch Perfect 3 and 4. We will announce those dates shortly. And then the reason October is listed a second time, we have a private Pitch Perfect for the championship pitch for those winners because the rubric does change. And we go over that we have that final Pitch Perfect for the 12 finalists. So right now, January 28th, March 5th, you can register online at startpeninsula.com. And that's how you can get started there. The rules of the micro pitch. So again, we're going right down the path that we went over. You have to apply. You secure the deposit pitch with the $50 deposit. Each micro pitch event, it is limited to 10 pitchers. And as I mentioned before, we will sell out every single one of these micro pitch events. And that $50 just secures your spot. It gives you a little bit of skin in the game to make sure that you show up. If you don't show up, then you have lost your $50 because you took that spot away from someone else that wanted to pitch. We'll always have a waiting list. We will open it up to 2 alternate pitchers in case someone does not show up, because again, we want to make sure that we give everyone an opportunity that wants to participate the opportunity to do so. During that pitch, slides, props, demos, all of that is allowed. We will talk about all this during Pitch Perfect. We'll give our insight, what our thoughts are when it comes to providing the best pitch possible. You'll be pitching to 3 judges. It is a 3-minute pitch followed by a 2-minute question and answer period. And it is very rapid. It is a fun night. It is 6 to 8. It's 2 hours. We pack in 10 pitches in that 2-hour time frame. Once we're done, the top 3, the judges will deliberate, and the top 3 will then advance to the final event in November. Let me double check. I think that is actually November 11th. I need to double check. But it will be in November. I'm most positive it's November 11th. Here's the thing, and I was stressed about this a little bit leading up to this, $50, make sure that, and putting it in quotations. If you attend Pitch Perfect and pitch at the micro pitch event, you'll be refunded the cost of your pitch ticket. So it is free to pitch. So again, we're not trying to make money. We're not doing a pay to play type of event. We just want to make sure that everybody signs up, shows up. Lavanya, did you have something you wanted to add or have a question?
No, I didn't. I hit that by mistake. Sorry.
Okay. Well, it's great to hear your voice.
Great to see you here.
So that is what the big lead up is, and the way that works is the very next day I will jump on Eventbrite. I will refund everyone that participated in the Pitch Perfect and the micro pitch. So if you, for whatever reason, you cannot make attend Pitch Perfect when we do it live, again, we record this just like we're doing right now. We send the replay to everybody. During somewhere randomly within that Pitch Perfect session, we'll give you a code word. Just email us that code word just to show that you watched pitch perfect, and we will give you credit, because this really is just it's a building block for you to teach you the things that you need to learn. Micro pitch dates, by design, they're always 2 weeks after the pitch perfect. So February 11th and April 8th. Everything we do is on Wednesday nights from 6 to 8. That seems to work really well. We do everything on Zoom. Again, that works really, really well. The reason that we do pitch perfect and then the micro pitch dates 2 weeks after one another is because that will give founders a week to work on their pitch, and 10 times out of 10, if you submit Gary and I your pitch, we'll give you some feedback, some things to consider, things to possibly change or to think about. So it gives you, and then another week to kind of tweak and continue and improve. So gives you 2 weeks to really dial in that pitch from the time that you attended Pitch Perfect to the actual micro pitch itself. And that seems to work pretty well in terms of dialing everything in from a timing standpoint. So I mentioned that you will pitch to 3 judges. So about those judges, the qualities and characteristics there, they have extensive experience in angel investing and in the VC space. We spend a lot of time making sure that we find the right judges and that they know what they're looking for, they know what they're listening for. This may come as a surprise. The biggest piece of feedback that we get from participants is the judges. The people that advance, they love the judges when they advance. If they don't, not so much. So we make sure that we source those judges, make sure they know what they're talking about. As I mentioned, they have a rubric that they are following, and that is what they are evaluating you on, so that we can keep everything focused on Start Peninsula. As I said, they understand startups and early stage small businesses very, very well. They want you to succeed. They are not trying to tell you that you're wrong. They're not trying to tell you that it's a terrible idea. They truly want to see you succeed. They may, more than likely, they are going to offer their assistance. They may provide introductions. If anything, one of the hardest things that we have to do when it comes to the judges is like, hey, for the 3 people at advance, please do not mentor them, because then you now have you're giving them an unfair advantage, because you're not going to be able to help out everyone. But they truly want to see you succeed. They may or may not be the same judges for each of the different events that we have. So, some people will repeat because they just love to do it. Oftentimes it's not going to be the same judge at every event, because they're really, really busy people. But it's different every time. Judges will be announced prior to the event. So the week of the micro pitch, I'll send an email out to everybody. It will tell you what your pitch number is. It will give you the link so that you can join Zoom. It will tell you who the judges are, linking them to their LinkedIn profile, so you can do some research on who they are. But the judges will be announced. So the Start Peninsula roadmap, I've talked about this a couple of times, but attend Pitch Perfect, attend the micro pitch, advance on to the championship pitch. That is where we're pushing you through. And the thing is like, while you're doing this, so if you participate in March and then the championship pitch is in November, during that time frame, you have several months to work on your business. And then when you pitch again, you can demonstrate how much you have learned along the way, how much your business has matured, how you've gained customers. Maybe you generated your first piece of revenue, and you can explain that and pitch that at the championship pitch event. That's the whole idea. We wanted to get away from a one weekend type of event where you just had to prove yourself for one weekend. Here, you have to prove yourself over the series of several weeks, several months, depending on when you participate. And there's a different rubric on the championship pitch event as for then the micro pitch event. So What you have to do to advance in the micro pitch is different than what you need to do to win at the championship pitch event. So we're just continuing to push you down this journey so that you can have a higher likelihood of success. Let me backtrack a little bit about the judges. The other thing that we look at with the judges, we will look at what are the different incubators around? What are the different accelerators around? Who are some different angel investors around? So that way, when you go through your entrepreneurial journey, you've already established this relationship with them. They know who you are. You're on their radar, so that you're not starting out cold. So we're really, really intentional in how we go about doing this. On to the championship pitch. The rules here. This is made up of the top 3 winners from the previous micro pitches. So 4 micro pitches, top 3 from each advance. What you see at the championship pitch is the top 12 pitchers of Hampton Roads for that particular year. There's no cost to pitch at the championship pitch event because you've already did what you need to do to go through the micro pitch, but you have to be present to win. That will make sense here in a second. Again, slides, props, demos, all that is allowed. That through your 3 minutes, that is yours to do with it as you wish. If you only want to take 2 minutes, take 2 minutes. Championship pitch, there's going to be 5 judges as opposed to 3. It is going to be a 3-minute pitch, just like the micro pitch event, with the 2-minute question and answer period. That part is the same. One thing that I want to touch on about the Q&A is that for the micro pitch, you will pitch, you go into the Q&A, each judge asks their questions right after another. After the third question is asked from the third judge, we put 2 minutes on the clock, and then you have to answer all 3 questions in succession. So we don't ask a question, then you answer, ask a question, then you answer, ask a question, then you answer. We keep things really tight, keep it within 2 minutes, because we're training you and giving you that experience to be very succinct with your answers. Otherwise, things will go on way too long, and we try to keep that. We're training you how investors want to hear the answers to their question. For the championship pitch, the top 3 pitchers, they each receive $5,000. There's no that is a $5,000 prize. There's no equity that is being taken. It's just cash. Places 4 through 12 is $500. So again, everybody walks away with something. That's what I mean by you have to be present to win. So just because you are one of those top 12, you have to be there to win. If you do not show up, then you forfeit the $500. Clearly, you wouldn't win if you didn't show up. So yes, championship pitch date, November 11th, 6 to 8 on Zoom. So place a hold in your calendar. I'm confident that everybody will be, you're going to see this, you're going to participate, and we'll see you in November. The regional roadmap, Start Peninsula, as I mentioned a couple of times, that is the on-ramp to the ecosystem here. Then you can go into an accelerator or an incubator / accelerator program. Then you can move on to that seed or angel funding. It is that too is very, very intentional. Yes, micro pitches, everything we do is on Zoom. So that works out very well, just in terms of takes traffic out of the equation, takes the bridge tunnel out of the equation. So everything is on Zoom. FAQs. Does my business need to be a tech business? It does not. For whatever reason, that has just always been a long-standing thing that you have to be a tech business. If you look at, so we have a YouTube channel, we have previous pitches, all the events on startpeninsula.com, and you can see we have a really wide variety of different businesses. We've had, like I said, Hard Apple Cidery that is still in business today. We've had people, there's a lot of wellness, a lot of mindfulness type of business that participate. We've had companies that transport senior citizens, but there are also tech businesses that participate as well. It really is a mixed bag, and it's super cool for me personally just to see all the problems that you all are trying to solve. So again, I think I've stressed this enough, but why do I need to pay for a pitch ticket? It is just to secure your spot. We want to make sure that you have a little bit of skin in the game. If it was free, we would sell out the tickets just like that, and then somebody would forget, somebody would get distracted, somebody wouldn't show up, and then we're taking that opportunity away for someone who is really, really serious about starting their business, not giving them a chance to pitch. How much does it cost for a general admission ticket? That is free. We will send the links out for your friends and family to watch the micro pitch event. And I will say that we have investors that will watch every micro pitch event. I will typically get an email very quickly, either that night or the morning after, asking for introductions to some of the pitchers. Investors will also watch the replay on YouTube, and they may reach out to me asking for introductions there as well. So we cover this in Pitch Perfect, but you don't know who that audience is. You're pitching to much more than just the 3 judges or the 5 judges in the championship pitch. You don't know who that secondary audience is. It could be the co-founder that you're looking for. It could be a customer. It could be an investor. It could be a supporter. It could be someone who's got a network that wants to introduce you to someone that you're looking for. And that is really what makes Startup Peninsula so special, and what makes the entrepreneurial community so special is because you just don't know who knows who, and everyone is willing to help out because they want to see you succeed. Well, I need to purchase a pitch ticket if I want to try a second micro pitch event. So say you participate in micro pitch 1, you had a bad day, things didn't go right, your audio didn't work, something went wrong, or you just didn't get through. You weren't one of the top 3 to advance to the championship pitch. You can take another crack at another swing. You can take another crack at it. We encourage you, try again at micro pitch 2. Take the summer, try again at micro pitch 3, but you will need to purchase that pitch ticket again, just because we want to make sure that everybody shows up and that those tickets, we just monitor it very, very clearly. But again, attend Pitch Perfect, show up for the micro pitch event and pitch, we refund your $50. But the big takeaway here is that you can participate from one micro pitch to the next. You can participate from 1 year to the next. If you do win, you are not able to participate the next year as a winner. But we have seen people that tried 1 year. They were not a winner. They came back, they tried the next year, and they did win. So we have actually seen that many times. And the thing that I tell all of the participants is that the only people that lose are the ones that get upset, they get angry, they quit, and they never try again. Everyone else, they get back up on the horse, they get back up, they dust themselves off, and they go after it. They come back, they try again. Those are the ones that have been the most successful. So this is just the first stop on a journey that consists of many, many stops. How is the pitching order determined? We reward the people that purchase their pitch ticket first by going last. So as I mentioned, we have 10 pitchers, and this all takes place in 2 hours. It is a very rapid event. The first 5 pitchers will pitch. We'll take a small break, give the opportunity for the judges to just gather their thoughts, because we go back to back to back. And then we come back from that short break, and then pitchers 6 through 10 go. It's just typically the most memorable pitches are those who go the first and last. In the middle, and by us taking a break, there's a first and a last and a first and a last. But rewarded the people that purchased their ticket first, they will pitch last. If you wait to the last minute, then chances are you'll be pitcher number one or pitcher number two. I'd already touched on who's going to be in attendance. So we do have a great support network of people within the entrepreneurial space. So they are in attendance, fellow founders are in attendance, investors are in attendance. The whole community is in attendance, all people that want to try to help you. Will someone steal my idea? Question that comes up every year. No. We do not do NDAs, non-disclosure agreements. This is a 3-minute pitch, and you are just giving an overview of your business. You're not giving away any secret sauce. You're not giving away any trade secrets or anything like that. If someone was to love the idea and steal it, I guarantee you they don't have the passion. They don't know the playbook that you're going to use, and they're not going to be as successful. I hear pitches almost every single day from people. Even if I heard the greatest idea in the world, I don't have the time or energy to execute on that. Investors, they do not sign NDAs, and we don't do that in this environment either. You don't have to worry about it. What do I get if I win? So as I mentioned, top 3 in the championship pitch, 5,000. 4 through 12, they get 500. But we typically will always offer, or we work out arrangements. So people may come in, or with 757 Collab, for example, they're shortlisted to get into their startup studios cohort, for example. We have different people that come in different years that offer different perks because they want to show their support for the participants in the championship pitch. We will add that to the website as we get that, but every year we do start with 5,000 or 500. I was approved to pitch. Does this guarantee my position to pitch? It does not. So we will continue to approve applications until all 10 pitch tickets are secured. So depending on the year, we may approve 20 before that last one goes. And a lot of times, and every year what will happen is someone's like, oh, well, I was approved to pitch. How come I can't pitch? It's like, because you didn't get your pitch ticket. We just can't, we don't know on our end that you totally intended to do it. So just because you're approved to pitch doesn't guarantee you the opportunity to pitch. You have to get that pitch ticket to ensure that you have a spot. That is a quick rundown. I will open it up to questions if you have any. I encourage you all, go to startpeninsula.com, apply if you haven't applied. We'll get you the information. I encourage you all to participate. This is this is a very supportive environment from the localities to us, myself, and the team that runs this program, to the judges. Everyone is very, very supportive, and we want to see you win. I understand that there is not a perfect time. Something is always going to get in the way. If it's important, you'll find a way. If not, you'll find an excuse. Just get out there and try. Have fun. We'll give you all the tools that you need for success. Yes, I will send a copy of this presentation. So, yeah, Aaron, you can pitch a new company. I'm eager to hear what it's about.
Sam, good to see you. You said that pitch contestants can't have existing funding, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Does that include debt financing or just equity financing?
How much?
We're talking about a different business than we previously talked about. So say we wanted to get an SBA loan for say 50 to 100. Would that kind of disqualify us if we got that approved prior to, say, the March micro pitch?
Not that amount. I think 50,000 is what we have is the delineator.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Yes, even if your idea is in the prototyping stage, that is acceptable. So we literally, some people don't even have a prototype. Some people just have an idea, something that's sketched out on a napkin. So that is totally acceptable.
And I
that
know
is
you said,
something. Oh, go ahead.
I know you said tech businesses were acceptable, but is this fairly vertical agnostic? Say we're a service business, something like that. Is that acceptable as
Yep.
well? Okay.
Yep. Sure is. That's my contact information. That is how you can get in touch with Star Peninsula. That's where we're on socials as well. But if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Go to Star Peninsula, and that's the Star Peninsula email address, which is a catch-all that will go to the Innovate Hampton Roads team. We'll answer any questions that you have. Tomorrow morning, sometime, we will send a copy of this video with the applicable links so that you can apply, sign up for Pitch Perfect, and all that good stuff. There's not any other questions. I can filibuster for 16, 17 minutes, or I can give you back time so that you all can enjoy your dinner. Again, thank you to our host localities for making this possible. Quite honestly, it wouldn't happen without their support. And it is amazing how many people from out of state find us and wish that they had this type of an opportunity. So take advantage of it. We're here to help you succeed. Thank you all for joining. And we hope to see you here in 2 weeks at Pitch Perfect. Thanks, everyone.